Okay, so this weekend we're at Sleepy Hollow and we're on Site 81. And so far we're kind of really in love. It's, I mean, a nice shaded canopy here, a decent sized lot, easy to get in. You know, so far everything's great, and it's less than an hour drive. So, you know, this is pretty nice. So here's the backside of our lot at Sleepy Hollow. It's like a lot of the lots here that sort of have this little bubble tucked into the trees behind the site, basically, which, you know, all of these look like they're fairly well treed. Some of them, like the one next door, is actually a pull-through lot that doesn't have many trees on it because, of course, it's a pull-through, so they've put a big concrete half-moon shaped pad in there, and you can just drive in one side and drive out the other, so you don't have to back up. But you can see it's, you know, fairly large back here, and we're able to get that's 11.5 by 11.5 screen tent. And there's a fairly large space still behind that if we had anything else we wanted to put in there. Looks like brand new grass back there. And then around the other side there's you know, our power pedestal. And we could have probably put the trailer, you know, a couple feet closer to the other side, but we don't like getting too close to the trees with it. We've got solar wires on top and stuff like that, which you know, we don't want to get caught, or we don't want the solar panels getting scratched by or gouged by branches, so we're a little more cautious. So we're like right in the middle, I think, of the concrete pad or the asphalt pad. And there's still plenty of room. So this is like right next to our campsite, this beach trail. So we'll see how far it is, but I see. Hopefully the closed captioning will edit that part out.
Hopefully. If not, it maybe
Okay, so it looks like on the campground map that we hang it right here, as we will. Last night, by the way, I mean, there must be some kind of swamp or wetland here, because there was very loud night music from all the wildlife, the frogs and insects and stuff, just singing away. And then it comes up to a nice wider trail that also comes off one of the camping loops here. And there must be some sort of parking lot up there too, because I see a truck coming through the woods. Well, I saved you a bit of the walk here, but this trail comes out to this big parking lot, so you can drive down to the beach as well. And then it looks like the beach is over there, so we'll come back in a minute. Well, hopefully they're just doing drills today, but that was the search and rescue team, so hopefully that's just a couple of guys out here practicing. They got a great big antenna up on top of their rig. So when you get down to past that parking lot, there, it looks like there's a really nice picnic area here. Really nice. I mean, nice grass covered area, picnic tables, a couple of barbecues, not many. Some sort of little grandstand over there, which I'm not exactly sure why that's there. But anyhow, so there's a nice picnic area here before you get down to the beach. I'm seeing a lake over there, so it must just be a little short hike from here.
Pavilion.
Yeah, so it looks like there's a nice pavilion that, just like at every state park, these are rentable. And so if you're having a graduation party or a family reunion or retirement party or something, you can rent one of these and have everybody come on out. There's another one across there. Looks like they're building something. And there's a ton of outhouses over there. So I bet they're renovating the restroom buildings over here. Oh, and then there's, looks like a nice fishing pier, maybe a boat launch over there. Canoe and kayak rental. Yeah, looks like a pretty nice space. And then as we get closer, I can see it's a nice sandy beach. And I'd say it's only about 10 o'clock in the morning, so there's not a whole ton of people out here yet, but I'm imagining on a day like today, when it's going to be in the mid-80s and sunny, that this beach is going to get pretty crowded pretty fast. Well, I was at one point in my life a water safety instructor, or at least certified water safety instructor. Never actually did it professionally, but here at Sleepy Hollow there isn't a lifeguard, but you see there's a life ring there, so that's your throw. And then you've got your boat here for emergency use, as well as these paddles, so that's your go, or that's your row and reach. And then of course if you have to go in the water, that's the go. So throw, row, reach, and go is the rule. Yeah, very nice beach. All of this picnic area is grass, so you're not tracking a ton of sand. And if you want sand, it's a nice sandy beach. And then, as I understand it, oh wow, there's a big cliff here to get down to the sandy beach, though. Ooh, like a good foot drop off. Well, anyhow, as I understand it now, there's there looks like there's a dam down there. But as I understand it, there are some hiking camp sites over near the end of near that dam, I guess. And then I guess there are some hiking sites over on the other side. As you can see, it's nice, clear, fairly calm lake. Lots of kids in the water swimming. Well-defined swimming area with the big buoys. There's a couple of islands out there and several points. So a really nice area. So, and I don't see any rescue boats out on the water, so hopefully those search and rescue guys were just drilling. So my son was an Eagle Scout, and so I earlier mentioned this emergency boat and whatnot. Anyhow, my son was an Eagle Scout, so I always like to show the projects that young men do. So here's, they were the ones who set this up, so pretty cool. And, it's really important to have this kind of stuff. Oh, looks like we got a little bit of a drop going from the swim area to the drop off. So, you know, it's a nice sign to let people know about what you're looking at here and how deep the swimming area is, and then what kind of fish float in those areas. Alright, so this is the fishing pier. Nice little long pier in two directions, kind of an L shape. Somebody's out here fishing. And then a few people just enjoying the breeze. And this young fella here looks like he's just learning how to do his kayak and fish from his kayak here. And so there's kind of this little cove here that's kind of protected. And then it's pretty weedy down here, which is a good thing for a fishing pier, I think. It gives some fish some cover. And looks a little murky here, a lot murkier than the beach water, which is probably because the wind is coming off from that direction. And it's all kind of churning up right here as it reaches the shore. Lots of boating activity, not lots I guess, but some boating activity out there. Yeah, very nice. I mean, it's a Saturday. It's like 10 a.m. or so, and maybe 10:30. And just a gorgeous day. It's about mid-80s. Well, will be about mid-80s, so it's probably in the low 80s right now. Clear sky, and to be honest, it's not very heavily utilized, which for a day like today you would think it would be. Couple paddle boarders out there. This is an interesting little setup here. It's like a concrete pad. Definitely it has a barbecue grill. I think it might have a fire pit as well. And then there's these two big blue posts to which you can secure a canopy, because it's windy. So you can secure your canopy so that it doesn't blow away. Since it's on a concrete pad, right? So you can't put stakes down. Pretty neat. And we even have a dog beach. And you can see some good boys here enjoying their day at the beach. And then it looks like there's some camping cabins. I'm going down a trail here, and I'm going down in a depression, so I can hardly get over the weeds. But anyhow, that looks like a pretty nice cabin. And there's another one. Let's see if I can. Right there. And then there's an outhouse. Good distance. And then another camping cabin. So I'm not sure how far I want to go down this trail, but I'm going to go a little ways. Alright, so I'm just going to do a little video here because most of these sites look very similar. We haven't seen a bad site in here, I don't think. They all sort of are like a little bit of a dog leg where they put the fire pit nestled in the trees, and at least, I mean, almost all anyhow. Some of the sites are a little shallower, but I mean, look at that, it's a nice site. Some of them are a little bit shallower, but there's plenty of big sites in here. And again, it's just not, there's a lot of people here. It just doesn't feel crowded. Anyhow, so that's this that's the end of this street, this loop. Dumpsters up here, some dump station up here, and they put in a brand new dump station as well, so they have, several. Here's the first dump station. This looks like the legacy dump station, and then up a little ways by the entrance there's another double dump station. So they have 4 dump stations, within close proximity to one another. And they have some nice pull-through sites like that one, and this one here is a pull-through. So it looks like they've just recently put in all of these. Are you going to drive into that loop?
No, I was going to go down and see if there was one more down here.
That was 147 to 180, it said, I think.
Oh, that's a site. Okay.
That was 146. This is probably, yep, this is an out. It's nice that they're doing all one-way roads in these places, because that really cuts down on the traffic coming through, each lane.
That's a nice pull-through.
I guess it's right up against the road, but
well, I mean,
man, if you don't want to back up a trailer, this is a place to come. They have quite a few of these, and they look like they've just probably spent their ARPA money doing that and repaving and putting in a new dump station here. So they've spent quite a bit of money just recently, renovating this park. So that's a nice thing.
All asphalt pads.
Yeah, all the pads except for the drive-through, the pull-throughs are asphalt, and the pull-throughs are concrete. So, anyhow, really, really nice park. We're very happy with it.
It looks a little tighter on the south loop.
Yeah, so this is the south loop, and yes, my wife just commented that they're a little tighter spaces, maybe. Not terribly so, though. I think it's reasonably nice over here. But just a little more of the south loop. We think this might be the older side of the campground, just because they are a little bit closer together. But we just went by the shower house, which was on the opposite side of the truck, so I didn't take a picture of it. But that looked like it was brand new. Again, probably built when they did all the renovations, so pretty nice. All right, so we saw the legacy dump and water station. Here's the brand new one. So really, they have 4 dump stations / water stations here for, what'd you say, 180 sites?
Yep.
180. So that's I think a pretty good ratio. And I think what we're gonna do here is just go drive around the lake, and I won't keep recording this unless I see something unique. Okay, so we've come around, I don't know, we've come around toward the beach area. So then this direction here is to the beach, and then that is into the hike-in campground area, and
Gotta go.
the camping cabins over there. So, all right, so this is the trail to the hike-in camping, and looks like there's 6 sites back there. So you can see the post, and you've got 5 of the 6 look like they've got campers, and then right next to it is an outhouse, and
You can't go around. See, they flagged it.
Well, what about that way though?
Yeah, I'm just telling you, I'm not going to go through.
Yeah, anyhow, so right up here where that outhouse is up here, there is behind that the other camping cabin.
You're making them hike in, Todd, because, there it is.
Yeah, they have a big parking area here. And to me, this smacks of like a Holly Rec area where, they just have these big expanses of underutilized space. And so these guys have utilized it in a way that they've put in some camping cabins and hike-in camping areas. which I really think that the Hollow Rec Center could do quite easily, and
Why do you think they had so much?
take advantage of some of that underutilized space. Why do I think they have so much asphalt? Well, it's because
that's equestrian. There is a paddock with that cottage. See
okay,
it?
so there's a paddock back here, right there, and some hitching posts. I see one sticking up there. And your rustic cabin area,
Can you get a
and
shot
then
of
this
it?
little outhouse. There's the cabin over here, which you can maybe just see through those trees, but we saw that when we walked down to the lake too. So yeah, anyhow, I think this was just an underutilized area of the park, and they popped some cabins on and opened up a few rustic walk-in, hike-in camping sites, which probably cost them next to nothing. And they're utilizing some space that was, this is an old torn up parking lot, and I guess, probably built back in the 50s or something, 60s, and then just became underutilized. Well, it's probably the only thing I can complain about is that it doesn't appear that they've dug out the fire pit like all season. So as you can see, my my fire is well above the pit. But it's a nice fire. It's maybe a little too hot for a day like today, but anyhow, it'll die down after a while. Anyhow, that's it, man. We really are enjoying this park. It's expansive. It basically encircles the whole lake, and so there's tons of trails and equestrian trails, and if you're into hiking, boating, paddleboarding, any kind of real water sport, I think it's a nice medium-sized lake with lots to do on it. Seems like there's at least 2 boat launches, one over on this side and then one over on the I think it's Shepherdsville Lake. Shepherdsville. It's near the corner of Price and Shepherdsville Lake is another boat launch, and that was a nice one. And they have a nice fishing pier there. We actually caught a couple of small bluegill there, and being there for about 15 minutes. So so if you're taking kids or something, that's probably a place you can go and just toss in a line and probably catch something. Anyhow, I mean, the sites, especially on this side of the park, are really nice, generous. Most of them have this little indent here that has a fire pit in it, and you can see it's been here so long that the trees have grown out towards the open space, and then kind of create like a cave over our site here. So most of the sites are shaded, well shaded. Some of them have some open space, but we're able to get Starlink here, so which it's almost completely obstructed, but but for whatever reason we're getting a decent signal, at least, so we can run internet. We haven't tried the TV, but and cell coverage is kind of poor here. It's your 5G goes in and out, so you kind of have to leave the park to, at least on T-Mobile, get decent coverage. So anyhow, it's a really nice evening. It's supposed to rain tomorrow, unfortunately, so hopefully we're out of here before it rains and everything stays dry, but we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. And here's just an example of our speed test done on our Starlink. Again, the view was almost 100% obstructed. All right, so we got a little pure Michigan action going on here with doing a couple Kogel Viennas over the fire to go with our meal tonight of I don't know if Stouffer's mac and cheese is Michigan, but But certainly the sweet corn we bought at a roadside stand today, just outside the park, is pure Michigan. So we're going to have sweet corn on the cob, Kogel Viennas, and some mac and cheese. Well, those are looking pretty good. Maybe a few more seconds. A little Michigan camping food here.
Okay.
Kogel Viennas, mac and cheese, and some fresh sweet corn from a farm stand just outside the park. And my wife got this beautiful tomato at that farm stand as well, and it was reportedly delicious. All right, I don't know if you can hear this or not, but this is what it sounds like around our campfire.